It has been 1 year since my first collab with the Fellowship of the Art Things, and ever since then my viewership has skyrocketed. I am so very grateful to all these people, so how do I choose to thank them? Turning them into maniacal supervillains, obviously. So without further ado, on with the show. Oh, hello, whoever you are. You look familiar. Right, you got your memory erased again. I'm Kelly, I helped you find your way out of your hidden past with that dinosaur guy. Right, of course, I vaguely remember that. So, you found out information about the O5 Council? Yes, as you would imagine, finding names and backstory of such a secretive group was no easy task. But I did it. Good job. So, who exactly are they? Right, well, first is worth noting that these people aren't exactly normal. These 5 members of the council are all from different backgrounds, universes, even time periods. Most have been alive for at least hundreds of years. For example, the oldest member of the council is a man named Christensen Pierce. He was originally a knight in the League of Tarsa, a group known for hunting down and killing various magical creatures. However, one day, Christensen came across a creature more majestic and powerful than he had ever seen before, a pink-spined Gojirlith. Instead of killing this creature, as he had been trained to do, he decided to attempt to tame it. It took years to finally do so, but he was eventually able to tame this mighty dragon. However, it was not long after this that Tarsa found out. Saying that Pierce had gone soft, Tarsa killed the creature herself with a single blow to the neck. This filled Christensen with an infernal rage. Over the next few days, he managed to turn the corpse of his beloved friend into a suit of enchanted armor, one that would grant him all the might that this creature once held. Once the suit was finished, Pierce took his revenge on Tarsa, as well as the rest of her order. Shortly after this, he started his own order, one that would work to secure, contain, and protect all the magical creatures and entities of the world. Ah, the SCP Foundation? Well, it was originally called the Sharp Guild of Creature Protection, but yes. So, I didn't get any suspicions for a Demp J variant, so... I do have one question. If the SCP Foundation started with such good intentions, what happened? Well, this is simply what being alive for thousands of years does. You see humanity spiral worse and worse, and you see monsters and creatures you love going extinct, and one day you just snap. I suppose that's fair. So, Christensen Pierce guy is this leader, who's second in command. Well, the group doesn't really have an exact hierarchy, but I can tell you what's second member of the council. Demp J. Earlier I said that some of these guys came from alternate dimensions. Demp J is one of them. He hails from a dimension which resembles an alternate future, in which the British Empire tries to reclaim all territories they control in the 1700s. So, pretty much everything? Pretty much everything, yeah. During this conquest, they experimented with several new technologies, including cybernetics and multiversal travel. Demp J was the first person to receive said cybernetic technology, replacing one of his arms with a transforming nanotech arm. He was a powerful soldier who won many battles, until the accident. The British Empire had been experimenting with multiversal travel, and tried to create a portal to another dimension. However, the portal collapsed and took several people with it, including Demp J. Those taken by the portal were shot randomly all throughout the multiverse, and Demp J ended up here. Originally he was captured by the Foundation and even had a few brawls with Christensen Pierce. However, as the two worked together more, they eventually became good friends, and Pierce even invited him to be on the council, a position he'd held ever since. However, he is not the only one from an alternate dimension. The third member of the O5 Council is a man named Spadestorm. Before joining the O5 Council, Kyle Spadestorm was an interdimensional bounty hunter who, along with 3 other bounty hunters, traversed the multiverse and captured creatures and entities for the highest bidder. Together, they were known as Bounty Level. They hunted down and captured various creatures over the years, including giant sentient toys, weirdly perverted detectives, animatronic rabbits, eldritch horror princesses, weirdly perverted clowns, random annoying cats, and other such creatures. Eventually, the 4 ended up in this universe, and immediately began hunting down some of the more powerful SCPs. Eventually, they got on the radar of the SCP Foundation, who captured them for questioning. However, the SCP Foundation eventually ended up hiring them as freelancers for their cause. Oh, that's nice. So how did Kyle end up being a part of the O5 Council? Well, that's a bit of a tragic story, actually. The last mission Bounty Level ever went on together was to break into an old factory that had been experimenting with giant living toys. One of these toys was a large sentient doll with a cracked open mouth and a pencil-like mace. The 4 tried to fight against the entity, but they were ultimately unsuccessful. Kyle was the only one that made it out alive. Oh, that's horrible. Christensen Pierce thought the same thing. Upon hearing that Kyle had lost what was basically his best friend, Pierce invited him onto the council, both knowing his skills would be valuable to him, and it would give Kyle some new friends to bond with. You know, for a shady leader of a corrupt secret agency, Pierce seems quite nice to his allies. Well, he is Canadian. Yeah, that checks out. The next member to join was, similar to Pierce, heroic in the distant past. The Viking of Arcane is a powerful entity, who some consider to be a daughter of the Norse god Loki, a version of him at least. Yep, sure, why not? If I remember the mythos correctly, Loki is known for having weird kids, most of which are literally giant monsters. So, what can she do? Out of all the O5 Council members, the Viking of Arcane is one of the most powerful. As one can imagine by her name, she can use arcane magic to a variety of effects. Channeling dark magic through her 2 axes, she can blast projectiles, create shields, summon evil minions, and transform non-lawless humans into monsters. In her heyday, she raided, ransacked, and destroyed entire villages single-handedly. Had she not been stopped, she likely could have ended the world in a few years. How was she stopped? Fortunately, a group of wizards, predecessors to the SCP Foundation, were able to contain her inside a freezing iceberg near Greenland, where she slumbered for a few thousand years. Unfortunately, about a decade ago, that iceberg melted. Once free, she once again began wreaking havoc upon the world, though not to the extent to which she could before. With modern technology against her, she had a much more difficult time taking out entire nations. That being said, the SCP Foundation still labeled her as a threat. They even sent out Bounty Level to attempt to capture her quite a few times, but they never could. However, they soon developed a different strategy. The Viking of Arcane craved nothing more than conflict and destruction, so that was exactly what they would offer her. They invited her to join the SCP Foundation and gave her the opportunity to fight against various powerful entities. She accepted the opportunity and eventually worked her way up the ranks, until finally joining the O5 Council. The final member of the O5 Council is one you might remember. I'm beginning to. Is he that Dinodude variant, correct? Yes, he goes by the name Alithicus, though I am convinced this name is fake. Now typically when the SCP Foundation wants to hire someone, they will approach them in secret. Alithicus, however, tracked down the base of the SCP Foundation himself and practically demanded to work for them. They initially refused and attempted to anesthetize him, but for whatever reason, the MS-6 didn't work on him. At this point, they finally allowed him to work for them. Alithicus was very shrewd and quickly manipulated his way up the ranks. But not only did he gain more power through promotion, he also unlocked some anomalous abilities. Using a strange mix of science and magic, he created a weapon known as the Staff of Tarask. This weapon allowed him to both control and transform into any reptile, including anomalous ones. In addition, he He also created a robotic assistant named Yoshi. Oh, I remember him. He was Diamond Dude's robotic lizard, correct? Yes, however, he is a robotic snake in this universe. Either way, he slowly manipulated his way up the ranks, gaining favor with many of the higher-ups in the O5 Council. And of course, when you were moved from the Council, he quickly worked his way up. I see. So, what's the plan, Professor? Well, I say we take them on, one by one. But until then, we must keep quiet. Thank you, everyone who submitted to the artist adaptation, and thank you, all of you in general, for watching over the past year. But for now, goodbye, and I'll remember you all in therapy.